With some recent news circulating, Kevin Durant allegedly had a burner account exposed where he was criticizing past and current teammates. The comment that stood out most was about Jabari Smith Jr., saying he can't shoot, can't defend, and even questioning his basketball IQ. It felt random at first, but there might be context behind it. In a January matchup against the Portland Trail Blazers, the Houston Rockets had a 13-point lead. But in the fourth quarter, Jabari struggled badly. He went 0 for 7 from 3, many of them wide-open looks, and that opened the door for Portland to climb back. With under 2 minutes left and Houston down 1, the ball swings to a wide-open Sissoko, a 32% three-point shooter. Instead of a controlled closeout, Jabari overcommits and fouls him on a three-point attempt. Houston challenged it, but it was clearly a foul. Sissoko knocked down all 3 free throws, and the Rockets lost. Durant was visibly frustrated, even throwing a water bottle. That moment wasn't everything, but it highlights a larger issue. At times, Jabari looks unsure on the floor. There were possessions where Durant had a mismatch against a smaller defender like Caleb Love and tried to get Jabari's attention to swing the ball. Instead, Jabari forced tough shots. Other times, Houston tried to feed Alperen Sengun in the post, but Jabari missed simple passing angles or failed to recognize positioning advantages. The bigger issue? Role definition. Jabari's main strength is scoring and shooting, but on a team with Durant, Sengun, and Amen Thompson, he's often the fourth option. When he tries to force himself into the offense, it exposes weaknesses, especially his off-ball movement and awareness. There were plays where he wasn't ready for return passes, drifted out of bounds after inbounding, or failed to occupy defenders in crucial moments. Against defenses like the Phoenix Suns or Portland's aggressive 3-2 zone, that lack of movement allows opponents to load up on Durant and collapse the paint. And to be fair, it's not just Jabari. The Rockets as a whole often look stagnant. Players stand around, spacing gets cramped, and everyone watches the ball handler. That makes it easy for defenses to throw double teams in creative coverages. This has been a pattern on several Durant-led teams. Limited movement, heavy isolation scoring. KD can make tough shots consistently, so his numbers look great, but the offense around him can become difficult and predictable. In today's NBA, if you're not generating easy looks through cutting and movement, it's hard to build a cohesive offense. Yes, Jabari Smith Jr. hasn't fully lived up to expectations yet. He has areas to improve, but this feels more like a team-wide spacing and coaching issue than one player being bad. Instead of finding systemic solutions, Durant has often been quick to criticize teammates publicly or indirectly. And if that mindset continues, Houston's championship hopes may be tougher than expected.
That moment, however, was only part of a larger issue. There have been multiple possessions where Smith appears out of sync with the offense. In one example, Durant had a mismatch against a smaller defender and was signaling for the ball to swing. Instead, Smith forced a difficult fadeaway over help defense. On another possession, Houston was trying to feed Alperen Sengun in the post while his defender fronted him. The passing angle briefly opened, and Durant pointed for the entry pass. Smith did not recognize it. The opportunity vanished, and rather than resetting the play, he attempted a contested isolation jumper. The reality is that Smith's primary value lies in his scoring and shooting, but on a roster featuring Durant, Sengun, and Amen Thompson, he becomes more of a fourth option. At times, it looks like he is forcing involvement rather than letting the offense flow naturally. That leads to his most noticeable weakness, off-ball awareness. There have been possessions where he inbounds the ball and fails to anticipate a quick return pass, others where he drifts to clear space but does not threaten the defense, allowing opponents to collapse on Durant. Without purposeful movement, defenders can ignore him entirely. This issue is not isolated to Smith. Houston's overall spacing and off-ball movement have often looked disorganized. Players crowd each other's areas, stand stationary on the perimeter, or watch the ball instead of cutting into open space. Against aggressive zones or double teams, that stagnation becomes even more obvious.